Question 523. Is it possible for zoos to be open to the public and ethical?
Wait, say that again?
I don't see why not.
Is it possible for zoos to be open to the public and ethical?
I thought that Zeus was already open to shanging everyone in the public.
Yeah, it sounded like you said Zeus originally.
My audio is being
but
screwed.
it can't be ethical because according to modern. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry?
I was going to say it can't be ethical because Zeus is, the most powerful person you can put into the position of seducing a subordinate.
Anyway, talking about zoos, yes, of course it is, as long as you have an ethical treatment of the animals within the zoo. If you've got the right type,
Can you have ethical habitats for them that allows them to be viewed?
Yes, I think
I think that depends on the animal.
Yes, it does. But it would mean making zoos out of less interesting animals as well.
I mean, I think we mentioned something about this. I can't remember if it was on here the other day or something about because there's certainly a zoo not far from me which is run very, very well. Lots of sort of open space and stuff, and is based more around conservation than being an attraction in a lot of senses. But yeah, I can remember the bad old ones, like there used to be one in my city where the chimpanzee used to smoke 40 cigarettes a day, which I don't think falls under ethical. Just going to take a punt at that,
I thought chimpanzee was into
it. Chimpanzee gets a choice.
Well, nobody was forcing him to smoke the cigarettes, were they?
Jones says...
Nobody's forcing me, but I'm fucking addicted to it. I don't think putting a chip on like nicotine patches is going to work.
Just out of interest, do your keepers make you shave your entire body every day?
Who?
Jeff.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Okay, I think it is possible, but one, it depends on the animal, and two, it really depends on what you do with the proceeds.
But does it? I don't think the proceeds are necessarily relevant.
I disagree
Okay,
because, the most ethical zoos around the world are considered such because they treat their animals well and they reinvest huge portions of their profits and their grants into animal captive breeding and captive release for example, the cheetah exists today because of those programs. So as shitty as it is to have cheetahs in tiny enclosures here in the States or anywhere else, we're helping get them back on the safari where they belong.
Yeah.
Also
sanctioned anyways. It's
my point
I'll
is
also prove scientifically that it does matter where the funds go. Imagine a zoo that everyone agrees is completely ethical in terms of how it treats its animals, but all the proceeds go to smuggling drugs.
then that would be unethical by that very nature.
You see, I've proved it.
But I don't necessarily think you could blame the zoo for that. The whole process would be unethical.
Well, there are zoos out there that actually, take for instance, Busch Gardens in Virginia. They have it's a theme park, but they have animals there they've saved. They have 40 or 50 eagles that can't fly and would die out in the wild. So they have saved these animals that can't survive in the wild and created a zoo within the theme park doing that. So I think that's ethical because they would all die out there anyways.
So Busch Gardens in Virginia now.
They're saving saving lives, not trapping them to make a exhibit.
Agreed.
Is there Busch Gardens in Virginia now as well? I knew there was one in Florida.
Honey, that's where it started.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's where Busch Gardens started. It's paid for by. It was originally paid for and sponsored by Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
Like Budweiser.
I've been to the one in Florida. That's the only one I knew existed. So.
The only thing they have there that I know of that it was never hurt or endangered is the Clydesdales. They keep some of them there to exhibit them, but they have this huge open field they run in, and it's a huge property. Like, they have plenty of room to roam.
Yeah. Well, we've had sort of zoos that I think have more or less ended up getting replaced with them in theme parks. Although, like there was a big zoo called Chessington. That sort of became that became more of a theme park, and the Windsor Safari Park's become bloody Legoland. So you know.
But no, it's next to Legoland, isn't it?
Not Fort Windsor are gone.
There's definitely two attractions there. I recall driving up. There are signposts to 2 attractions.
Okay.
But I've never been to anything other than Legoland there, so I can't remember what the other one is.
I went to Legoland.
Certainly Chessington, I think, still has some animals, or it did last time I went, which was a long time ago. But that was a zoo that was turned into a sort of more of a theme park.
I went to Legoland when the Phantom Menace was released. Everyone was trying to rebuild the Queen's ship's hyperdrive out of Lego.
You may have been to Legoland at a similar sort of time to it than me.
I would like to make a case that Lego Star Wars should be canon.
I would like to make a case that I should come over and slap you.
Right.
Damn it, Jeff.
What you need to talk about, should Lego Star Wars be canon?
No.
There we go.
We do not have a topic for debate. Do not add it to the list. Under no circumstances does any Star Wars get added to the list, Lego or otherwise.
Dave, you're fucking moderating this.
Right.
Really, move on.
Jones says, yes, when they're about preserving animals that would otherwise have gone extinct. And then he says, when I put it like I did at the time, no. Seraphim says,
Dave.
What?
You can't say what Jones says when what Jones says is a question, and then you just say the answer but don't read the question.
I didn't read. There wasn't a question. She's got a question later on.
Okay, fair enough.
Seraphim says, from people who kept them as pets and cannot survive in the wild. Sammy says, as long as the animals are free to eat the public.
Yep.
I like that one. Nerdy says, no, that was Sammy.
Or they can be used to make shitty Netflix docu-drama series.
You like Meerkat Mansion too?
Yeah. No, Carol fucking Baskin.
Nerdy suggests shaved badger. Not sure how that's relevant. Seraphim says, is this a zoo with Jeff and Badger? Say again?
It's where he's up to in his book that he's writing. It's the chapter where Mathpig shaves Badger.
Is it because Mathpig's feeling a little bit jealous because it is on top?
Yeah.
Pigs are bigger than badgers.
Like humans. What do hairless badgers look like?
Stupid. Like most animals that rely on their fur markings to be recognizable, stupid.
I will take a picture for you later of what one of our Alsatians currently looks like. Although you might report us to the RSPCA. Right. Joan asks, Brainbug, do insects, etc. in zoos have adequate housing? Brainbug says, they do provide good housing, but private collections may vary. Joan also asks, is there a difference between animal sanctuaries and zoos in the UK? Not sure how to answer that question.
Yes, but also no.
Helpful!
Because you find things that are titled as both, but kind of have the same function.
Grumpy Old Dude said the US is allowed to stay open. It looks like a zoo. Does that count? You're suggesting the people in America are the exhibits. We need more cameras then in the back in the. Do you know what? I was reading Reddit today looking for questions.
You know, you can look.
There is a species, and there is a sort of species of ape in North America that's quite dangerous. They're called Trumpanzees.
You know, you can tune in over the internet to American police scanners.
American what?
The police radio. It's quite
terrifying.
Yes. Not really, because most of it's just we're going down the Doodley Street because somebody's pissed in the bins again. I don't know what American streets are British.
Avenue, right up Cock Bend.
They're called first, second, and third, and fourth. As far as I can work out, they aren't very imaginative in naming most of their streets. Let's ask the Americans.
No. They're called first, second, third, and fourth, or Roosevelt.
Or Roosevelt.
You forgot Washington, Lincoln, and
Jefferson.
The other one?
Yeah.
And occasionally they'll throw a Maine in there.
Well, I grew up in Utah, and they laid out their streets in a nice grid, and usually it's just north of Main Street or Center Street, and east or west of Main Street or Center Street, whichever they choose the XY axis on. It's actually really, really easy to find your way to 13th North and 57th West.
I think I'd get lost in America.
I think you get used to it quickly.
To be honest, we can't take any high ground on that because how many high streets have we got in the UK? A lot.
Got more station roads.
Yeah.
Apathetic Empath says, absolutely, there are articles right now about how depressed zoo animals have been during COVID closures, and most are depressed because they don't have people to watch all day. Are you suggesting that the people are the entertainment for the animals?
Oh yeah.
People do very strange things. I've been watching them for a while.
Yeah, I mean, the people at zoos are way more interesting than fucking animals.
I don't understand what Trainbeck said. I'd rather be Trupp than a creepy Uncle Joe shampoo.
What?
I have no clue.
Who said that?
Trainbeck, music clip.
From a creepy Uncle Joe shampoo. But who's Uncle Joe shampoo?
Joe Biden.
These good international references.
See, when you say Uncle Joe, that's what they used to call Stalin.
Yeah.
So
that's part of the reference to creepy Uncle Joe, because he tries to put this "I'm just your uncle, I'm America's uncle" image out there, and he also likes to redistribute wealth, so people say creepy Uncle Joe.
See, I'm convinced he doesn't know where he is.
And he likes to sniff girls' hair too, apparently.
Does he? Oh.
See, your hair smells good. That's not creepy.
I'm quite convinced he doesn't know.
Grabbing him by the pussy.
America's basically got the choice between between the creepy uncle and the racist uncle coming up, really.
Oh no. They've got the choice between the creepy uncle and the creepy racist sexual offending uncle.
See, I'm pretty sure that Biden doesn't know where he is.
Misogynistic, chauvinistic.
You think Trump does?
Science.
I have made no comment whatsoever on Trump. All I've said is that Biden doesn't know where he is.
I will agree on that, and it's not political. I'm really, really offended at what my country did to President Reagan when that man was very clearly incapacitated, never should have been in office, never should have run for re-election. And people on the left in America have said, look at what the right did to Reagan, and they're doing the same goddamn thing to Biden. Whether you like the man or not, it's elder abuse, it's abuse of the infirm, it is not kosher.
No, I agree.
I can agree with that.
I think you're ridiculous. Why doesn't the party choose its candidate it wants to put up? Why do you have to have a pre-election for the candidate? That is ridiculous.
Oh no, they do.
Parties
they do choose it,
actually.
and that's how we end up with whoever's president. It's because the government, not the government, the powers that be, i.e., people that are rich that run the United States for real behind the scenes. It's whoever they want in office at the time. We can vote all we want. We can do whatever. And they choose it. We really have nothing to do with it.
For example, the Clinton and people brought lawsuit against the Democratic National Party because Clinton got the nomination, even though the popular vote was going to Bernie. And at the time, they said there's no collusion, there's no behind-the-scenes shenanigans, whatever. And then Donna Brazil went in front of the Supreme Court and said, well, it was obvious we were jerry-rigging the election. That was literally their defense was, well, we said we weren't, but it was so obvious we were, it's not fraud.
Everyone knew we were doing it, therefore we haven't deceived anyone.
I'm not shitting you.
There was no collusion.
See, this is why we're going to have this conspiracy.
It's fake news.
This is why, Dave, we're going to have this conspiracy theory chat at some point.
Bank, okay? I'm not going over here, and I'm definitely not robbing this bank. Everybody knew I was going to do it, so I can't go to prison now.
This is why, Dave, we're going to have a conspiracy theory chat at some point, because I'm pretty sure that world governments, voters have very little say in any of it.
I think votes. Okay, yeah, we'll have to have that chat at some point. Do you know what? I am so close. I am so close to thinking that Badger will one day become a conspiracy theorist.
What do you mean one day?
Right.
I literally live under the ground, Dave.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.